All right, welcome back to another edition of SharePoint Project Management at RCIT. I'm Kurt, your SharePoint Project Manager today. Today, this is a new first video in a new series. So our goal today is to make the tools of this initiative available to people. And this is being done separate from the actual process. So we have the 10-step process that we use for running projects, but some people may be just interested in having SharePoint available to them to act as a site of collaboration and to have access to some of the basic tools. So this series will be addressing that. And to that end, we're going to look at the life cycle of a project. Now, I've been doing this for a couple of years now here at RCIT, and the process is always the same. Someone is tapped on the shoulder and told, "You're a winner, you've got a project." And they are then faced with the question, how am I going to, what's the next step? What am I going to do? They might have a spreadsheet, they might be lucky to have Microsoft Project license that they could use, or various and other sundry solutions. But what if they want to use SharePoint? Well, SharePoint, for the most part, though available at RCIT, is not readily available for each of us to have our own sites. But you can have a site for the use of projects if you come see me. So all you need to do is just come see me. I'm currently up on the 5th floor here at RCIT, or send me an email, kbell@rivco.org, and ask to see me about getting a site. And we're going to do that just now. And just a second here, please. And pardon me. Could you say your first name again, please? I'm sorry.
Ikram.
Ikram.
I-K-R-A-M.
I-K-R-A-M. R-A-M. I'm sorry. Turned 50. I'm using this as a promise, guys. The last time I'm going to use this excuse. I turned 55 a few weeks ago. I've been right. How many times, Juan, did I call you Jose?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot, but I've gotten over it, right? So Ikram's.
I've gotten over it.
Sorry, thank you very much. And that's the promise. That's the last time I'm ever going to use that excuse. You can hold me to it, guys. Okay, Ikram and I are going to. You're going to help me out insofar as you're going to request a site. But guess what? This is a real site for a real project, right?
Yes.
So you're actually going to walk away with the keys to this thing, and hopefully it'll be a help to you. Great.
Okay.
So the way that this works is that Ikram has been tagged for a project. He knows about this initiative, and he's contacted me, and he's asked for 10 minutes to work on this. It doesn't take more than 10 or 15 minutes to do this. And you're just come to my cube. Hey Ikram, how you doing? Good to see you. All right, good. Thanks for coming to join me. Welcome. We're going to need to spin up a site for you. In order to do so, I'm going to need to ask you a few questions. So
Sure.
let's go to the screen now. And I'm going to close this down. I've got a few extra windows here that I don't need. There we go. And let's go back to our home. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is to go into our dashboard, and I'm going to create an item for you in the dashboard. And I'm going to tell you, Ikram, that the dashboard is the home where we keep a record of all of the sites we've created. What you're seeing up here with the colored projects, those are the projects that are called reporting projects. Okay. Reporting projects are projects that we've given out where the project manager is providing bi-weekly status updates. So every 2 weeks on their Friday on, they're sending out status reports to their sponsors and their team, and they're CCing me. When I get that CC'd email, I then update their item in the dashboard, and they appear here. We have lots and lots of projects down here that are been created that are not appearing in the dashboard. There's only 8 of them on the dashboard. That means that only 8 projects are actually performing status, or at least sharing that information with me. If you would like your project to appear on the dashboard, and this dashboard is reviewed every 2 weeks by Jim Smith and Dave Rogers, then all you need to do is perform status updates, and
Okay.
your project will appear here. And I will be mentioning your project by name during my executive summary with Jim Smith every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So it's a good way to get recognition for your project. So the first thing I'm going to do is create under New Task. I'm going to create New Task, and I am going to ask you for your 2 questions.
Yes.
First, Is this an internal RCIT project, or are you serving one of our consolidated agencies?
So this is for HR.
Okay.
No, it's not internal RCIT. I mean, of course we are doing it, but this is for HR.
Very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to preface the title of your project with HR dash, right? So we always put the preface for the agency that we're serving.
Okay. And the name of the project?
Yes, sir.
So that would be classification transaction process. CTR.
Would you like that in?
Actually,
Just now?
classification transaction request process. Sorry about that.
Request process. And would you like CTR in the?
Yes, so we actually, everybody knows it by CTR, the acronym.
All right.
Yeah.
Classification transaction request process. Let me make this a little bigger on the screen. Very good. Do you know a start date for this? It's okay if you don't.
The start date is, well, I don't know exact date,
Mhm.
but that was, I think, sometime in March. So that's it.
Okay. Classification. Let me just write this down. Transaction, because I'm going to have to do this again in a minute. Process. March what? March.
You can start from the 3rd.
Very good. March 3rd. That's a Sunday.
Oh, that's in the 4th, it's fine.
Very good. Do you happen to know when this is scheduled to complete?
So,
It's okay if you
I
don't.
think, well, we are actually, we were aiming for end of July, but looks like it's gonna pass that.
Okay.
So, maybe end of August.
All right. Let's put the end of August. How about the 30th? Friday the 30th.
Yeah, that should be.
Very good. All right, good. So now can you give me, imagine that Mr. Smith or Mr. Rogers are looking this over. Can you give me one or two sentences to explain what the heck this thing is?
So whenever a department needs to add the new job
Mhm.
or make changes to that job,
Mhm.
they need to, send that request.
Job. What do you mean by job? Oh, job like an HR job, a job,
Yes.
job description, like a
Yes,
BSA?
Exactly.
Okay.
So they send that request to HR, and which is called the CTR request or CTR process.
Okay.
And that request goes to HR, the classification department. They evaluate it, see what are the finances involved and all those things which are involved with it, and then it goes through an approval cycle and gets approved from the executives.
Is this an application that we're developing to automate this or something? What is this?
Yes.
That's what it is?
An application, yeah.
Okay, application to help, is it help streamline and automate the, and you stop me if I'm off track, the process of updating a job classification?
Yes.
Is that sufficient?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Yeah, that's all we want, is just one sentence. This will actually, eventually I'll have this set up so it'll be a hover over. The executive can, what is this? And hover,
Got it.
whoop, that'll pop up, right?
Got it.
I'm looking at the web developers. I may need your help with that eventually, guys. So now the rest of this stuff, if you don't know, just tell me I don't know. It's okay. We can add it in later. Do you happen to know the urgency, the customer's urgency?
No.
Nope. Okay, we'll leave it at normal.
No.
I'm going to initially put you as what's called a collaboration mode. Collaboration mode means you're starting off with a website, a SharePoint site that's yours to use. I'm not expecting any status updates. You'll just make me so happy if you do a status update, but I'm not
Okay.
expecting it.
Okay.
Okay?
What were some of the other options?
Sure.
For the status?
Sure, the other option, complete, on hold, benched, operations, and other.
Okay.
Operations are things like that go on and on forever, not really projects,
Okay.
I really don't want stuff like that in here, but I've had a couple,
Okay.
put upon me by myself. Okay, good. This rest, we'll put this link in when you get your link, project site. There, that goes there. Note for nodes, actual completion date. We don't know the health is green, yellow, red, complete or unknown. We'll leave it at green for right now. Allocation. Do you happen to have any, this is like me wanting for what all I want for Christmas. Do you have any idea what your allocation on this project is? It's like 10% of your time for this?
Obviously that's about 50%.
50 with the 50?
Yeah.
Wow, good. Good. Well, what you'll see is in the dashboard, you can filter the dashboard by the project manager. And if all of your projects are in here, you can filter it and you can see how you're allocated at one time. And that's helpful for management to understand what your availability is.
Got it.
That's kind of a wish that I want. That's what I meant about Christmas. Eventually, I would love to have everybody's allocation in here so management at a glance can know where we stand. Okay, who is your agency sponsor? You mentioned it's Ms.
Mylene Daniel.
Mylene
Ian.
Daniels, like that with an S, right?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And who's your RCIT sponsor is, well, at the moment it would be Jim Smith?
Yes, I think.
I think so, at the moment, right? Interim,
Yes.
right?
Because Louise is reporting directly to Jim at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's, you kind of touched on on it, right? Usually I find that these people are the people that occupy the corner, the big corner offices.
Yes.
Right? The people who are willing to, put their foot down and say yes or no, and don't necessarily have to say wait until I go talk to the boss. They've got that power, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, usually it's a corner office person.
Okay.
And if with the absence of a corner office person, it becomes the CTO. And the project manager is Ikram, and what's more spelling the last name?
REHMAN.
M-A-N. Thank you. And I apologize again. Priority, that's for prioritization. The management can prioritize. We're not going to worry about that for now.
Okay.
Agency is, I think HR is in here. Let's see. They're there, county HR. Good. Bureau is going to be EAB. That'll help with filter. The trainer, that's me. That simply means that I'm your person to come to if you have problems, if you want to use a tool and you don't know how to do it, come see me.
Got it.
Eventually there's going to be more of us, right? There will be 4 of us in the building. And
Okay.
so for each of the bureaus will have their assigned trainer.
Okay.
But that's me for now. And there's no status summary. We're going to just leave this here. I'm not going to yet save this. Because the next...
So, one thing you didn't say or mention anything in the project site.
Yeah, I
Do we
did.
need to?
Here?
Yes.
We're gonna plug, that's why I'm not gonna save this. We haven't created your site yet.
Yes.
After we create your site, we're gonna grab your hyperlink and put it in here.
Okay.
And that'll become a clickable link.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm
Are you able to save this and then come back and edit it later?
I can.
Yes.
Yep, I can. The reason I don't is that I know that in just a few minutes, I'm gonna have to copy and paste this identical information. So I want to just keep it open so I can grab it. Because the next thing we need to do is to create your site. Now, just for those of web developers in the room, and everybody that's interested, eventually I want to get this to the point that I do this once in the dashboard and it instantiates the site out of that. The sysadmins the SharePoint sysadmins on the 3rd floor tell me that this is possible. I just haven't been nice enough to them yet to get them to do this for me, so I have to do it twice. So let's go in here and I'm going to go back. So it looks like I'm kind of repeating myself a bit, and I am. So I have to go back to the PM lobby and we're going to go open the hood, site contents. This is stuff that nobody needs to see, but this is just how it works. And then we're going to go into the subsites and I'm going to drop down into the EAB bureaus section. And from here then, I have to open up the hood here. It's complicated. Go back into subsites, and then all the sites here, these are actual projects within that bureau's container.
Got it.
And now we're going to go to new subsite. We're going to actually create your site now. It's coming along. There we go, and here's where I need to cut and paste.
So at the top level, you actually created the task of this project, which I just told you,
Mhm.
for the monitoring purposes.
Yeah,
Right.
that's for the dashboard.
Got it.
Just a dashboard object.
Yeah, I was just trying to understand where am I. Okay.
Yep, and then it'll have a hyperlink that'll take you to the
Yes.
site.
Yes.
You got it. So I've just pasted in the name,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to go grab the description you gave right here. There we go. Now we need to come up with a 3-letter acronym.
Yeah,
This is going to
CTR
be
is fine.
your branch, CTR. Great, CTR. Thank you. And be careful with this. And this is, I'm more talking to the camera right now. And don't worry about it. You can't, I mean, you need my help or somebody like me to do this. This shouldn't be too long because this becomes part of the URL. And so if you make it, the full name of the project, you can only have like 255 characters. Is that right in the URL? Something
It's limited.
It's limited, is that right, Ikram?
It changed, yeah.
You don't want it long.
Yeah, you don't want it long, so you'll run out of room. So that's CTR is that. We're gonna make it into English, and then nope, we're gonna go over here to custom, and I'm gonna choose the, come on. There we go. I'm gonna choose, this is the latest template for the, so when the heart of this is the template that
Yes.
builds all the lists.
And this is a custom template designed by you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so that's why it looks so sloppy. That's why I've got all my, this is my junk drawer, right? Only I know that that's the one. Okay, I'm gonna say use unique permissions. I'm gonna say no to all of this stuff, and I'm gonna go create a site right here. And while we wait, I'm gonna ask, did anyone see Aladdin over the weekend?
Not yet.
My wife and I went and saw it.
Yeah?
Good
Oh, was
movie.
it? Thumbs up?
Good movie, yeah, I think Will Smith pulled it off.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna be a tough act to follow, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we really liked it a lot. I recommend it.
Yeah, I want to get to see it.
What we couldn't get over was, when we're waiting for this to come up, we couldn't get over, my wife and I, we went to a theater that has no ticket booth. You just you buy the tickets online, and anybody walks in and just go sit anywhere.
Wow.
It's all on the honor system. It's called the Picture Show in Santa Ana, and we walked in and we're looking for somebody, and there's nobody, and there's a concession booth with a person selling popcorn. There's no booth. There's no ushers
Which place was it in Santa Ana?
in Santa Ana.
Which place?
Oh, at the I think it's Santa Ana. It's at the city walk, the place by the 5 that's got the rocket ship.
Oh, okay, yes.
That
yes.
movie theater there.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And it was very disconcerting, and it's all on the honor system. It's, you bought your ticket, and they trust you. And we went in, and the theater was empty. Like, nobody was in there. And we were like, are we in the right place?
Wait till the word gets out.
Yeah. So here's your site, Ikram. So we're going to create, these are the people and groups, the permissions. We're going to say create new groups. Otherwise, you would be pulling from the permissions.
Yes.
You know, speaking to the choir. You guys know all about permissions. So I'm going to say create new. That's for your visitors, your members, and your owners. And I'm going to make you an owner. Is it going to find you?
It should.
No.
Try last name.
One more time.
REHMAN.
M-E-N. Okay.
A-N.
A-N. I'm sorry. All right. There you are. Okay. So great. I am making you an owner of the site, which gives you full permissions over it. You'll notice that I'm an owner as well. It's not because I'm a peeping, it's not I'm looking over your shoulder. I'm your trainer. So if you need me to help you with something, I need those permissions. Great. The rest is going to be members and visitors. Now that you're an owner, of course, you have the ability to allocate those permissions out to your team. Click on OK. And that finishes the process, and your site will be ready. There's your site. So in the next step, because anybody remember what I have to do to finish this up?
You're going to copy this.
Yep. Yep, and we're going to come over here and we'll paste that URL in here. Now your dashboard item is ready to go. And I go ahead and click save, just double check that name. I'm going to copy this so I can easily find it. Save. And what I love about the fact that you gave me some dates, I can do something interesting. So your project is here now. Okay, well that's awfully small. Okay, but it's not showing up here, but if I look, let's find it. There it is right there. Okay, you're under the county HR agency group. There's three projects total there. There's yours. Yours has everything that it needs to be on the dashboard, except over here you don't have any status information. But I can, if I want to, and I do want to, add you to the timeline, and there you are right there.
Okay.
Right? But I'm not going to keep you there because you haven't given me any status.
Right.
But if you do, then I will.
One thing is, if you scroll down back to the
Sure.
list,
Of course.
it says it does display the 50%. That was because I confused it with the percentage completion of
No.
the project. This was actually the time allotted or allocated.
This
my
is,
time.
of your day, 4.5 hours of your day are spent.
Exactly.
Right. Is that what you want?
At the overview, well, this is fine, but you know, when I looked at it from the outside, I confused it with the percentage
Oh, I see,
completion of the
I see. As a reader.
Outside, looking at the project, I would say that, okay, this is 50% complete.
You're right. It looks that way.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one, user interface, right? User experience, right?
You can probably move that closer to
The-
the name. So
What-
that the allocation is more towards the name rather.
Well, that is, it's right here.
And that's him?
It's side by side.
Yeah, then you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could also retitle the allocation
Yes.
to say. like-
PM allocation.
Exactly, yeah, PM allocation.
PM allocation.
This is great feedback. Thank you. That's,
And you have everything expanded right now, so when it collapses, you're just gonna see, you know, the various.
that's right. But see, the reason that that's done, I want to show you real quick. In our little methodology, the people that are a part of this team, no more than 65% of our time is supposed to be spent on projects. So if we filter now by project manager, and we filter for me, let's see how I'm doing. I have, what is this? 12, 22, 32, 42, 52, 62, 65. So I'm at 65% right now. So my manager doesn't even have to come talk to me. He can simply look at, oh, got a new project coming down the pike. How's Kurt doing? Oh, he's 65%. But he can come up here and he can look and say, hey, some of these projects, Kurt's going to be done. And then he can then forecast and schedule. In fact, I had that talk with him this morning. So, and let's go ahead and remove this. Take that off. So you now have your site. Now, let's see. So I'm going to have to send you the link so that you actually have it. Let me go ahead and do that right now, and I'm going to have to. Here we go. There we go. So just because I gave you the permissions on the site SharePoint doesn't tell you about that. So you don't know. So I'm going to have to go ahead and I'm going to send you an email. Hello, Ikram. Here is a link to your new SharePoint PM site. Please see me if you have any questions. And Kurt. And share. So now you'll have a link to that. So please bookmark that.
So another question.
Of course.
This is the page for this particular project. Let's say if I want to add a couple of more projects, would I be able to do that under the same site, or
Yeah.
do I need to come see you and you can add?
You have full site owner powers over this site. So if you're familiar with SharePoint tools, you could go in and do
Yes.
add an app or add a page. You can design and architect and develop as you see fit.
Okay.
So one thing a lot of people do is they simply create a separate page for every project.
Create multiple pages.
Yeah.
Would you be able to show me the page where you have multiple projects already created?
I don't actually have any projects that are being run that way. So no, all my projects are kind of in sort of little universes. Another way you can do it is in the notebook.
Yes.
In the notebook, you could have separate sections for each project and run and keep a track of all of your tasks there.
Okay. I think
Is your project going to be under this CTR umbrella?
No.
It's actually going to be a separate project.
Yes.
So tell me about what's the very first thing you need to do. I mean, in terms of
So
to
the
get your
whole-
work done.
For me,
Yeah.
Remember when we had that talk, I think a few weeks back, what I was looking for is to have a place where all my projects are listed and kind of give me an overview of all the projects, where they are, how much completion and all that.
I have an idea for you then.
Okay.
Why don't you-
Similar interface or like a widget which you were looking
Like
at
this.
right here. Yes.
Why don't you simply you can use your task list instead of having them as tasks, just have them as projects, and that's exactly what this is. This is
Right.
nothing more than a list of tasks.
Right, exactly.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
You would have to change it. This is highly customized for projects. So I customized this list to give me all of these columns. Yours doesn't have that. Yours, if you go to yours and you go to Milestones, which is where that is created, and you go to New Task, it's all task-based information.
Okay, but that will be listed under the CTR.
Yes. Let's do an example. Let's
Yes.
just create one. Give me the name of one of your sub-projects.
So, I don't know if we want to call it sub-project, but let's say the case management system.
Case management system. That's the CMS, or just that case
Or
management
you can
system?
call it case tracking.
Case
That
track.
would be easier, yeah.
Case tracking system, or just case
Case
tracking?
tracking is fine.
Case tracking. Okay, case tracking. And do you have dates on that? If not, we could just make something up.
Yeah, I don't have the date.
That's okay.
Exactly.
We're going to delete this probably, or maybe we'll keep
Yes.
it because maybe you actually will use
I can change
this.
the dates anytime.
Sure,
So,
just for
yeah.
the purpose of illustration, let's put a month.
But I can change the date.
Let's wrap a month around that, and you can put. That's all we really need at this point. And Sue, are you going to assign it to anybody? Are these projects going to be assigned to somebody, or is it all you?
Not under me. I mean, I will assign other, or have other people
Okay.
listed on this.
Let's have you assign it to my brother.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, because he needs more work. And click on. You could actually add a hyperlink too if you had some.
Okay.
Click on save.
This
And
is a task, right?
yes. Now you probably want to delete these because your project came front loaded with all the project management, steps.
Okay, that's part of the template.
Yeah, that's part of the template.
Yes.
So yours appeared down here. All you'd have to do is say add to timeline, and hold on. I said add to timeline,
Timeline, yes.
and there it is.
Got it.
And you could just add one after another, and over time, as you start adding them, they will appear like that.
Right. No, the only thing is that they're all under CTR, which is not correct. Because that CTR is.
I'm gonna rename that.
Yeah, probably we need to have the first page which we created for CTR.
Oh,
That
okay.
would be the ServiceNow HR.
Easy to fix. So all you
Yes.
need, let's do that right now. Let's go into site settings.
Would we be able to change the URL though?
Yes, kind of. Yes, you can do it. We haven't done. You can change it down here.
Okay.
That three-letter acronym. Yeah.
So,
We haven't created any links yet, so I think that's the key thing. If you'd had outside things coming in, those links would be broken, but we haven't created anything yet.
okay. So this is, you can use dash in the URL, right? So.
I don't know, is that
would
true,
say-
guys? Web
yes,
guys?
You should be able to.
You can,
use it.
yeah.
Yeah. So, we can say SN-HR.
Should it be SN? Is it case sensitive, guys?
It is.
Yeah, I think so.
HR like that?
Yeah,
Okay, just like that then?
yes,
And do you want to change the name?
yes.
What do you want to call it?
I would like to call it ServiceNow HR, HR ServiceNow projects or something like that.
Okay, okay with that. ServiceNow projects.
Yes,
I see. This is kind of this is your own dashboard.
yes, that's what I'm trying to do.
Interesting. And then this would be done when all of the subordinate projects finish and roll up.
Yeah, because I have 3 or 4 projects going on, and when all of them are here, I want to go and have a look where, get an overview. So
Okay.
I have to create those tasks. That's why I was interested in that task list, how we did create it.
I'm going to click OK. And guys, we need to go back and fix something because I just realized that changing that URL did break something.
Yeah, the notice that you sent him, you have to send him a new one, right?
Right.
That will break. Yeah, I have to send him that and one other thing. What is that other thing?
The main project list.
Yeah, because I already captured it for that, right? Oh, I'm doing the long right backwards. There you go. Okay, new link. So you'll get it. Look for that one, okay?
Okay.
And then I actually have to grab this again and go into the dashboard. And where was that? It was.
Verify that task under HR,
Where is it?
EAP, HR, something like that.
Oh, we changed the name too. Okay, hold on. This is
Under
under,
HR, it's a little
Should be under HR.
where's, oh, there it is, this one right here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna change the link, and we're gonna change the title. And what was the new title then?
HR-ServiceNow projects.
ServiceNow Projects. Great, now we're all updated. So now you have your new site there, and you
We need
can,
to change the description too.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Does this task, or can I change this task, or do I have access to this task?
no, you
This
can
is
change
under
all of
your-
this.
Yeah, this task is at the top level. I don't have access to this, right?
This you do not have access to.
Got it.
Edit
Okay.
access, you have read access to it.
No, that's fine. But
Yeah.
if I need to make changes to it, I
See
can
me.
come to you. Yes.
Right. So Juan made a good point. Do we need to change the description now?
Yes.
Okay, let's go back in and do that. Site settings. Okay. What do you want to call it?
So this is.
More of like a dashboard.
It's not like a project. This is like a place, a site where you can see all the HR ServiceNow projects.
Dashboard to manage HR service
ServiceNow projects.
now projects. How's that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm kind of stretching the, and all these projects they will have life cycles, right? They will come and go.
Yes.
Eventually this will all be
Yes.
done, right?
Yes.
Or do you plan to use this forever with new projects that come in? That's stretching the limits of what this is intended, but that's fine. I'm just curious.
But under one site, there is no limit of pages. If I
No.
am wrong, not wrong, right?
You're right. I'm just, the mandate, the mission for this was to not have things live forever. But it's okay if it's going to become a dashboard, because it's a good use of it.
Right.
I just want to have in my mind that, and I'm thinking, is Ikram's site ever going to go away?
Right.
Maybe it's here forever. And that's okay. So we only have 10 minutes left. And by the way, that said, come see me anytime. This is your site. I'm your guy to come see if
Sure.
you need help with this stuff.
Thank
I
you.
want to show you a few, just real quick, what I think is going to help you with this. First of all, you'll probably want to go in, Ikram, and delete. In fact, should we do that? Delete all these?
Yeah, I think so. We can.
Okay, because you don't need this stuff.
No.
And Kurt, if you delete at the top level, does it delete all the sub-steps as well?
It does.
Okay.
I was just yep. And I think, can I do the mass delete? Oh, you know what I do? Based on what you just said, if I just do it here,
That's all.
and then delete it here, and then it'll delete all the children. But it'll probably leave all those. There you go. Whoop, you'll have to do it at every one of those top levels.
Oh.
But that's easy. It's only 4 of them. Or 5. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. And the last one. 2 more. And last one. Okay, so great. Now this is a project list.
Right.
Go ahead and add them as you like. What I would recommend is here, this is your notebook. You'll want a place to keep notes about every one of your projects.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend that you create a separate section for each of them.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense.
So what's this first one called?
The first one you can use case tracking.
Case tracking. So now you've got that, and you can case tracking. And just go ahead and substitute all of this information for all that, and then you can begin keeping notes here. But now I'm stepping on the other class, or no, not really. No, really. This is what this class is all about, is to show you how to use the tool.
Right.
Right. And then you can just make new sections as you
This
need.
is slightly off the way, right? Based on my requirements, the way I'm going to use it is not exactly what the class was about, correct?
No, it's a little bit different, but I welcome this. I want to stretch the bounds of this suit to see where the solution can fit the need.
Right.
And I haven't had anybody come to me yet and say I need a dashboard, and I think we can accommodate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so under your dashboard, wouldn't you be creating like subsites?
So this is another question. I was just thinking, because the way I'm going to have this dashboard or track all the projects is like by creating these tasks under that site, right? So right now these are tasks, but actually they are projects.
Okay.
So how am I going to do that? I need to.
Yeah, there's two options there.
Yes.
I'm going to let you think about it, and then we'll
Yes.
decide what to do. I'm open to either option.
Right.
The-
Because I am familiar with the list, the task list, the document library, and the way the whole architecture,
Yeah.
SharePoint architecture works. So that's why I was just thinking out loud that how am I going to.
Well, let me give you two options to think about,
And
and you tell me how you
template.
want to do it. I'll be willing to go either way. One way, you're familiar with lists, and you know you can duplicate those lists, right? You could
Right.
create separate pages and link separate lists, milestones lists, have them as separate projects. That's one way. Another way is to create a separate site for every one of your projects and link them here. I'm open to either of those.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about it in detail later.
Yeah.
The only question I have for now is, would I be able to use the customization of your templates, which does create those milestones and, you know?
No, at this point you would need me to create those.
Okay.
Me to create the new sites for you.
Right.
I would need to do that for you.
Okay.
Eventually, the people that become part of this team, they'll all be empowered. So there'll be a person on every floor to do that. But so that's fine. Please come see me. I can help you with
Sure.
that. And then, let me just close with another option. This is something that's been in the back of my mind for a while, and you're building right into it, right? Which is the idea that people that really want to use this, I would love to give them their own dashboard, right? So because like me, I've got like 5 projects, right?
Right.
You can do that. Alternately, we could leverage the existing dashboard, Ikram, by simply having them here. And you just filter on Project Manager for Ikram, and it just shows your projects.
Yes, that would be nice.
That's another way to do it. So that begs the question: is that sufficient? Do you need this special site when you could just see the dashboard here?
I think I'm going to start using it, the subsite, and then see if that is sufficient for me, or if that's serving the purpose.
Okay.
And if it does, then that's fine with me. Otherwise, I think I'll probably have to ask you to go with this approach.
All right. And we can go either way. So we can create the site. You have your own dashboard. If you find it's
Yes.
redundant or you don't need it, then you just cast that adrift, and you just.
And
That's what I do, and that's what all the other PMs. I'm expecting all of the PMs that use this. This is our home. You know, we just filter. I just go in. Right now, it's mostly me because I'm the only guy. So, but when there's more of us, I just filter by the other who I am, and those are my projects.
right,
That way, we don't have 2 places
Yeah.
to keep up to date.
that's a good idea.
Well, Ikram, do you have any other questions before we close?
No, I think I'm good for now. Thank
So
you so much.
you've got your site, and now you have a open invitation to come to my cube. I'm real easy to find.
Yes.
So come to me, see me anytime, and we'll get a slice of cake, and we'll make some more SharePoint stuff for you.
Sure. Thank
Okay. All right. So sadly, there's no cake today.
There's always tomorrow.
You know what? There is cake. It's in the closer refrigerator. Somebody put it inside the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
you.
All right. Any questions from anybody? Is this? Let me just ask. Is this helpful? Showing the tools as opposed to just the process, the methodology?
No, definitely.
Good.
Well, it's nice you have 2 tracks, that way you can get both.
Yeah.
So on the other track, do you use SharePoint also? I mean, it's
Not yet.
It's not focused around SharePoint, but SharePoint is a tool that the project managers use. So
In due time. So we're headed there, right? Because the initial part of this methodology is all about identifying the problem and the proposed solution. None of that has to do with SharePoint. That's all working in the phase project charter. Once we get the handshake between the customer and RCIT that we want a project, then we spin up the site.
So the other session is more about the theory of project management.
They're doing exactly what we were doing 2 lessons ago, where they're brainstorming solutions
Okay.
and figuring out what the problem and doing all the role playing.
Okay.
So you guys are seeing the actual SharePoint where they're actually still working on the process. Please come to both classes if you like, and but if you can only come to one, or if this is.
But eventually, once the other class gets far enough along, it'll start implementing that, and there's a template, I don't know if you guys saw it, there's a project management template already built in that they'll start to populate.
That's right. They will get there. All right, well, hey, thank you for spending your lunch with me. And if you haven't had your lunch, head on downstairs. I think Sylvia's still got the grill open.
Okay.
Okay. All right, take care, guys, and thank you for joining as well.